What was obvious to anybody watching Mark Cavendish's record-breaking three-stage wins was that there was simply no one in the race capable of stopping him winning 4 if it came to a bunch sprint. Well, looking at the profiles, it seemed there were 2 more chances for Mark. The final day on the Champs-Élysées, should he ever get there, and the very next day, stage 13. The route took the riders 182 kilometres across the Languedoc-Roussillon countryside from Narbonne to Nimes. Another stunning film set of roadside scenery for the peloton to ignore as it sweated east on the long baking procession towards the Alps. Once again, the day's break was reeled in, the pace was wound up, and the new predictability fought with a sort of British incredulity. Surely he wasn't going to do it again.
At 3 kilometres to go, the sprinters will have their day in the Tour de France. They've wiped out the attack by Sylvain Chavanel at the 3 kilometre point. This is the tail of the peloton. And you know what, Paul? There are 4 teams organised up there today.
Everybody wants a crack because they know this is quite possibly one of the last days for the sprinters. I can't believe that Mark Cavendish is so close to the front at this point, but another team takes over the pacemaking. This is Matteo Tossato coming forward now for Team Quickstep. Not too far behind in the line there will be big Gert Stegemans. Everyone looking over their shoulders. Marcus Burkhardt over on the right-hand side. Adam Hansen, the big Australian from Queensland, in second position. He's waiting for the moment for George Hincapie to say, go on, lift it, let's stretch this peloton out into a long line. What
they're trying to do now is just hold control at the front here, get their blue line in order. It's being messed up a bit here by the charge of Robert Foster's Gerolsteiner team coming through. Now it's Kiki's Liquigas riders who are coming through. At 2 kilometres to go, it really is anybody's race, this.
Well, moving up there, the red jerseys, Robbie Hunter. Right on his wheel is Julian Dean, but now it's Team Liquigas have got the control at the front end of the main field. I saw 1 or 2 riders from Colombia looking across to Mark Cavendish to say, how are you feeling today, mate? Do we need to make a second effort? There now, it's Gerolsteiner. This is Fabian Wegmann, champion of Germany, all over the front end of the main field. The next banner these riders will be looking for, Phil, will be the banner that indicates 1 kilometre left to go to the finish.
Well, they're not far away from that now. The grimace of the riders from Liquigas here as Francesco Chiki is in there. And there's a run coming on the right, and that's surely to bring Thor Hushovd into the race now. The one man we're looking for, and he's there on Hushovd's wheel, is the lighter green jersey of Oscar Freire as they head towards 1 kilometre to go.
Well, round the corner, still Liquigas very much in control of the front end of this peloton. Moving up the outside now, it's the riders from Quickstep. 1,000 metres left now as they look over the shoulder. Lead out man sits up. That's always very dangerous because he goes from 60 kilometres an hour down to 40 and slips straight the way back down through the pack. Now it's Team Milram in control. Eric Zabel is right up there in 3rd position. Cavendish is not far away either. He's got the wheel of Julian Dean, who's up into 6th.
Huge lead out by Brett Lancaster of Milram. He swings off now. The final lead out will come for Eric Zabel. He'll never get another chance better than this. He's right at the front as he's challenged now. Kiki is trying to come through from 5th wheel as they cross swords. Julian Dean is locked in there in 3rd place. He's on form, dodging and out of our sight because he's so small. It's Mark Cavendish, and he's boxed in. Mark Cavendish is going to have to come with Oscar Freire from the centre of the pack. Watch him move to the left. Now he comes. He makes the space. Cavendish goes. The rocket has been launched. Mark Cavendish being challenged by Robbie McEwen, but this is the new Robbie McEwen, and no one can match Mark Cavendish. It's a long way to the line. Make it number 4. He is totally untouchable. Congratulations to him from Jimmy Casper. He just forced open the gap, Paul, and then he was through.
Phil, at 200 metres to go, he was boxed in. He was closed out. I said, this time, my young man, you have completely blown it. But all of a sudden, the door opened up in front of him, and once he saw that door was wide open like a barn gate, he went straight through the middle of it. He has got an incredible turn of speed, this young man, over the last 50 to 100 metres.
And you're absolutely right. Mark Cavendish gets his 4th stage win, and that, believe it or not, is unprecedented in British cycling history.
Another win, and then the finish line scenes made so familiar over the previous 10 days that we might have been watching them for years. The hugs for his teammates, the kisses for the podium girls, the Ned bolting interview.
Mark, 4, I mean 3 was good, 4's ridiculous, and it was actually comfortable by, oh, I'm sure it wasn't comfortable for you, but you look at the replay, you beat them by a lot today.
You know, I had to give it a final push, you know. I had to go full gas because when I did the initial kick, I realised there was a headwind at the finish, and I thought, you know, I'm going to have to get further advantage, you know, by another kick. So I put another kick in my sprint with 100 to go, so I could get a further advantage in case I died before the line. But I didn't quite die, and I was able to hold off. So good.
Was there any debate today about going for the stage win amongst your teammates? Are they doing it willingly, working willingly for you again today?
Absolutely. You know, you saw it. They worked earlier on. You know, there's a breakaway, so they had to use them earlier to ride, and it was a crosswind, so they were riding a lot to give me shelter, and they did that at the final, and I was dropped off by Marcus Burkhardt on the train, on the liquid gas train, and then I was able to use that to my advantage and go and win the stage. So it was very good.
I don't know how much you sprinters talk to each other, but have they acknowledged quite how much you've demoralised the rest of the pack on this tour, because you've completely dominated it, Mark?
There's a little bit of a joke going around, you know. But I think it's all in good nature. But if you notice, I win 4 stages, I'm still no closer to the green jersey. It just shows what the tour's about. You have to be consistently good, and I'm not experienced enough to be consistently good. I can win, but then I'm either winning or 10th. The guys at Oscar who get first, second, third, first, second, and it's, you know, that adds up to get the green jersey. So that's what the tour's about.